The Court of Appeal in and for the 5th District of the State of Florida is now in session. The Honorable James A. Edwards, Chief Judge, presiding. All persons having business before this court draw near, give attention and you will be heard. May God save the United States of America, the State of Florida, and this honorable court. Please be seated.
Please remain standing, actually. We're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
Led by Judge Lambert.
We'll do that. All right, after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now please be seated. We welcome you all to this ceremonial session of the 5th District Court of Appeal. And it is ceremonial, which means if you have the urge to take a picture or two, feel free. Please turn your ringers off on your phone, though. We don't need to have somebody calling you right away. We're very pleased to have here in the court Judge Lambert to my right. We have Judge Jay to my left, Judge Soud to my right, Judge Boatwright to my left, and Judge McIver to my right. And we're all very pleased here to be inducting new members to the Florida Bar. And you're to be congratulated for that. It's a big achievement. Some of you are perhaps brand new lawyers. I know our speaker is a well-seasoned veteran now, but a new member to the Florida Bar. Like me, he decided that one bar wasn't enough. I took the bar exam 30 years after I had took my first one, and everybody thought I was crazy, and I think they may have been right. I think our speaker may not be crazy. He may have a better reason than I did, but in any event, you didn't get here by yourselves. You got here with the help of your family and friends, and your significant others, and your teachers, professors. So it's been a team effort all the way, and it's going to be a team effort going forward. You've kind of ended one phase and starting a new phase. And as you go into the new phase, I'd ask that you keep in mind the remarks from our Judge Adrian Soud with regard to civility and professionalism. Judge Soud?
Well, Chief, thank you very much, and it's a privilege to be with all of you this afternoon. And Mr. Blair, I believe it is, where are you? You're there, Miss, is it Verity? Verratti. I mispronounced your name, and I was worried about doing that, so please forgive me. I want to congratulate both of you, and I want to just share a few words as the chief has asked me to do, but it's noteworthy to me. There are two of you here today, and whether there's two, which I kind of like that environment of a smaller number, or whether there's 200. When we're gathered for a smaller occasion, it's a reminder that every individual who becomes a lawyer is a time of celebration for all that you've accomplished, but it's also a time of reflection of what's being entrusted to you. And so really, as you go about, continue, or embark upon a legal profession, it's important to keep the priority of professionalism and civility in mind. And so at the outset, I think it's important because it's impossible for the Florida Bar to write a rule for every possible situation you will encounter as a lawyer. And so we can't possibly do that. And so there has to be a guiding theme. And for each of you, I think ultimately there has to be a higher authority that guides you morally, both personally and professionally. But my comments today briefly focus on that which is professional. And I begin with a group called ABOTA, American Board of Trial Advocates. And they have a practice of giving out to judges in their chambers a plate that will sit on the table where legal arguments are presented when it's not in a courtroom but in the judge's chambers. And that plate simply says professionalism and civility. Anything less will not be tolerated. And I think in that plaque there's importance of the outset that, number one, it's the court's responsibility to ensure professionalism and civility. But for the lawyers, it's a stark reminder, as that plate usually sits between the lawyers when they're presenting their arguments. Ultimately of the importance for that. And the oath that you will take in just a few moments, I think, guides you as you consider that priority in your practice and in your profession. And your professionalism, civility first runs to the court. That is, and you will see in your oath, really that you will maintain, and you swear, which is a solemn occasion, to maintain the respect due courts, not for ego of judges, but for the seriousness of what it is courts are called upon to do, both in individual parties' lives and in our function as the public, for the benefit of the public. And so really maintaining that, I think I want to be more practical. I don't want to stay, if you will, on the theory. I want to be more practical. And from experience in presiding in different kinds of cases, you'll be amazed at how your conduct, your disposition toward the court will dictate that of your clients. How they see you treat the judges, how they see you treat the importance of the law, how they see you disclose or make sure the judge is aware of precedent that's binding upon him or her, even if it's not favorable to your position. How your clients, when they see you do that, that will inform and guide how they themselves act and engage with the court. And I think that's an important matter that's entrusted to you. But the oath also requires and considers professionalism, civility, not only to courts, but to opposing counsel. And when we were coming through, when I graduated in 1999, and getting out communications to opposing sides, sometimes if it was intended to be more formal, there were letters and there was a process and a sequence to producing a letter on letterhead of the firm and all those sorts of things. And a very wise lawyer that was much older than I am, that served as a mentor to me, just simply encouraged me that, which I want to encourage to you. Before you hit the send button on an email, if a lawyer has treated you in a way you believe unprofessional, if the lawyer has done something that is offensive, and you prepare a communication in response, whether it's an old-fashioned letter or whether it's a more modern email, sit on it for 24 hours. You can't unsend that email. You can't unsend that communication. And that guidance he gave me many years ago, I think, has stayed with me throughout. Before you say something that you can't draw back, perhaps sleep on it overnight or let it rest for 24 hours. And just because somebody does something that you find unprofessional, if you take the high road, and if you do it in courts, nothing heightens your credibility more than maintaining a professionalism and a civility, even when such has not been afforded to you. And so not only to courts, not only to opposing counsel, but also to opposing parties, how you treat them in depositions. Sometimes tough questions have to be asked, and the oath even addresses when those questions must be asked, not for personal embarrassment, not to make as a public spectacle, but when necessary to advance the interest of your clients. How do you go about asking those difficult questions? How do you treat opposing parties, even outside of the courtroom when nobody in theory is watching? And so really on a practical standpoint, much what we learned when we were younger. Treat others as you would have yourself be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that's a guiding goalpost, if you will, for us to follow in the mode of professionalism and civility. And so when you go through your oath in just a few moments, and when you take this oath, you've probably already read it, and I hope you have, you'll notice a lawyer clearly wrote that oath. I don't think there's any denying that truth. But it's informative and it's guiding. But as you go through your career, you will find it rewarding. You will find the sacrifices you have made worth it. I know your family members are very proud of you and all that you've accomplished, and we wish you the very best as you move forward. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge Stout. I also want to take this opportunity to introduce our clerk of the court, Sandra Williams, over here to my right, and our marshal, Aaron Soltz. We can't get by without them. They make the court run very well and make things much easier on us. Now I'm going to invite Laura Pincus to come up and present the new lawyers for us. Ms. Pincus is with the Florida Bar and a member of the Board of Bar Examiners. So please give all your thanks to her for the lovely quiz that y'all just took and passed. She's a graduate of Nova Law School and was admitted to the bar in 1996. She serves as Assistant General Counsel for the School District of Palm Beach County, Florida, and she is board certified in education law, which I would imagine that's not a huge certification group, so you're probably one of a select few. Wow, that's great. So without further ado, we're going to have her present the members. If anybody wants to come take a picture, you're welcome to come up, stand behind the bar. We're going to have Judge McIver swear them in a minute or two, but once they've been brought up here, it's your choice, or you can have pictures taken afterwards. Again, this is a ceremonial session. The marshal will not come grab you and put you in handcuffs. So, thank you, Ms. Pincott.
Thank you. May it please the court. I am a proud member of the Florida Bar. I was sitting in your shoes back in 1996. I was 12 years old at the time. Candor, I can't really say that. But anyway, congratulations for being here. And pursuant to the rules of the Supreme Court relating to admissions to the bar, the candidates before you have been rigorously examined by the board as to the knowledge of the law and understanding of the standards and ideals of the legal profession. In addition, their backgrounds have been subjected to search and character and fitness investigations. On behalf of the Florida Board of Bar Examiners, I certify that these candidates are fully qualified and that each enjoys the enthusiastic recommendation of the board for admission to the Bar of Florida. As I read your name, if you can stand up and identify the law school that you graduated from. Mr. Tad Coles Blair.
University of Kansas.
Congratulations. And Miss Christina Marie Verratti.
Wayne State University, Detroit.
All right.
Congratulations.
Would you please come forward? Judge McIver. You can go down and administer. We'll have this up close in person, but 6 feet away, right? So.
Congratulations. If you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Florida.
and the Constitution of the State of Florida.
I will maintain respect due
I will maintain respect due
to courts of justice and judicial officers.
to the courts of justice and judicial officers.
I will not counsel or maintain any suit
I will not counsel or maintain any suit
or proceedings
or proceedings
which shall appear to me to be unjust,
which shall appear to me to be unjust,
nor any defense
nor any defense,
except such as I believe
except such as I believe
to be honestly debatable
to be honestly debatable
under the law of the land.
under the law of the land.
I will employ,
I will employ,
for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided in me,
for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided in me,
such means only as are consistent
such means only as are consistent
with truth and honor,
with truth and honor,
and will never seek to mislead the judge or jury
and will never seek to mislead the judge or jury
by any artifice or false statement of fact or law.
by any artifice or false statement of fact or law.
I will maintain the confidence
I will maintain the confidence
and preserve inviolate
and preserve and violate
the secrets of my clients,
the secrets of my clients,
and will accept no compensation
and will accept no compensation
in connection with their business,
in connection with their business,
except from them
except from them,
or with their knowledge and approval.
or with their knowledge and approval.
To opposing parties and their counsel,
To opposing parties and their counsel,
I pledge fairness,
I pledge fairness,
integrity, and civility,
integrity, and civility,
not only in court,
not only in court,
but also in all written and oral communications.
but also in all written and oral communications.
Take a breath. I will abstain from all offensive personality
I will abstain from all offensive personality
and advance no fact prejudicial
and advance no fact prejudicial
to the honor or reputation
to the honor or reputation
of a party or witness,
of a party or witness,
unless required
unless required
by the justice of the cause I will never reject
I will never reject
from any consideration personal to myself
any consideration personal to myself
the cause of the defenseless
the cause of the defenseless
or oppressed,
or oppressed,
or delay anyone's cause
or delay anyone's cause
for lucre or malice.
for lucre or malice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We're going to have some remarks from a member of the Board of Governors, and in the meantime, you can have a seat. Immediately after we're done here, please go see Ms. Williams and get your paperwork all squared away if you have not already done that. So if you will, for right now, have a seat. And thank you, Ms. Pincus, for presenting the new members. And now we have Philip, is it Bonamo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Philip Bonamo, who is a member of the Florida Bar Board of Governors. He's the past president of the Volusia County Bar Association. He's in private practice now with the Rice Law Firm here in Daytona Beach, where he concentrates in marital and family law and criminal law. And he's a specialist, a board-certified specialist in family law, and has worked in the area of criminal trial law for 23 years, having been an assistant state attorney and an assistant U.S. prosecutor. He was elected in 2020 to the Florida Bar's Board of Governors, representing the 7th Circuit. So, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. May it please the court. Members of the court, honored guests, and most importantly, our two members, congratulations. I'll keep it brief, but I did want to take the time to go over a few things, and I appreciate the court and for allowing me to speak on behalf of the Florida Bar. And welcome to your new home of the Florida Bar, and along with almost 112,000 members. So just a little stat, we are the third largest bar, United Bar, or Unified Bar, in the country. As you may know, the Florida Bar has been Unified Bar in existence since 1950. You and your family should be proud, as you were already mentioned, and I will echo the sentiment, please soak it in and enjoy it. I remember being here 21 years ago in the same room, it's hard to believe, but having taken the bar in the past and being part of the ceremony is something you will remember. So please enjoy it, work hard, and you deserve a lot of praise to be here today, beginning your career as lawyers, and it is an accomplishment, as you already know, having gone through hard work with you and your family. Now, as members of the bar, it is our responsibility as lawyers to protect the public, as well as to help the public understand, as well as support our system of laws and to appreciate the importance of a truly independent court. As lawyers, we must always support the fight for the independence of our judiciary and act on the basis of what is right and just and not what is just popular. From day one, the bar is here to help you, and I just wanted to emphasize or go over a few things. If you haven't already checked it out, please check out our Florida Bar, or your Florida Bar website. For new lawyers, there are a lot of useful resources. I don't know if you're going into private practice or you're going into government, sole practitioner, or into a firm. But regardless, there are services out there, whatever you step into as a new lawyer in your practice, whether that be private or government work. And so, whether it be from trust accounting software, free technology help out there, which is very important, and CLEs, continuing legal education, and also for emotional and mental health. And so, we're here to support and help you succeed. And so, as your practice goes on, and hopefully not, but if there are issues that come about because of stress, anxiety in practice, it is a stressful practice, it's a very rewarding practice. But one of the things that we strive in the bar is we never want someone to suffer in silence. If they're having a stressful period in their lives, if it's affecting their practice, you need to reach out, not only on a personal level to the bar. There are resources internships, there's many, a track that's different than in law. And in law, a lot of times at law school, you hit the ground running, honestly. But take advantage of mentoring programs. There are several out there, not only at the state level, but also locally in your circuit and in your counties. So I encourage you to do that. Now, you heard earlier from His Honor about professionalism, and as part of the concept that was talked about in the oath. And I just want to hit on that. As His Honor was saying, it means more than just adhering to the rules regulating the Florida bar. As you know, you've got 4, I know that it's not now at this point from your studies. But it's really the core professionalism from the perspective of the bar, is the core of what we do, who we are. All of us must dedicate ourselves to the highest level of professionalism, and it's our overarching theme of the oath that you took today. The oath's a lot longer today than it was when I took it. The oath was a little small. And one of the things that's interesting, from my perspective of being on the Florida Bar Board of Governors for almost 4 years now, I'm on the disciplinary review committee for the Florida Bar Board of Governors. And consistently what we see is the highest number of complaints coming into the Florida Bar about attorneys that we see consistently each year. And it was updated just again in March of this year. Once again, it's what's called interference with justice. And what that translates to is professionalism, lack of professionalism, lack of civility. Time and time again, that's what we're seeing at the bar and at the board of governors level in our disciplinary review committees. So please remember the oath you took today and take it seriously as you embark on your career. And here are just some last friendly tips and thoughts that I'd like to leave you with here. You only get one chance to make a first impression. That's in life in general. But it means even more so as a professional and as a lawyer. Your reputation follows you and lasts a lifetime. Please make it count. And I've seen it time and time again in courtrooms over the years. And how attorneys act, as His Honor mentioned. I don't want to belabor the point, but it's very good words spoken from the bench today. First impression, reputation, speak volumes. Be yourself. Find your style. It's going to be, take a little time. Be comfortable in your own skin. Don't spend your career being someone you're not, or someone you think you should be. Be yourself, and you'll come into that person in your career. Attention to detail is one of the most important traits of a good lawyer. Appreciate challenges, take risks, that make you a better, stronger person. Your character and integrity are your most important assets. The work-life balance, you hear that term a lot, and I mentioned about it just a moment ago with resources for the Florida Bar, mental health. But it is true. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And your wellness are key. Your people, if you break down, what good can you be in your career? And it happens. And don't feel embarrassed if it does. It's just so important. Also, we are officers of the court, protectors of freedom, justice, and the public good. That's very true. And now you're a member of a noble and responsible profession. Be proud and savor the moment. Well, again, I want to congratulate you sincerely, and best wishes to you. If I can be of any service to you, I'm just over the bridge here in Daytona. And don't hesitate to call if you're looking for somebody. I'm part of the mentoring program, so just give me a call if you need me. All right? All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. And now it's a tradition with our court. We always ask for one of the new inductees who has remarkable scores on the bar exam to make a presentation on behalf of his fellow inductees. So with that, I'd ask Lieutenant Commander Tad Blair to come up and make his remarks. Mr. Blair has served in the Navy as a JAG officer since 2011. He was born and raised in New Mexico, attended University of Kansas where he obtained his bachelor's degree and a JD. And since one degree was not enough in the law, he obtained a second law degree, an LLM at Columbia, specializing in international and national security law, and is a member of the Illinois Bar, and as of 10 minutes ago, he's now a member of the Florida Bar. Mr. Blair.
Thank you, Chief Judge Edwards. You may please report. Congratulations, my fellow Judge and to any of those that might be listening out there online. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here today. There are a few moments in life that warrant taking a step back to reflect and acknowledge, and this is one of those. None of us would be here without the love and support of others. I want to thank all the family, friends, mentors, and colleagues who have supported all of us to achieve the goals that we've sought. I want to thank my wife, Carly, who's here with me today, who sacrificed her own career as an early intervention therapist and moved with me and our two boys around the world. We moved from Illinois to Florida to Washington to Italy to New York, and now we're back to Florida. And I'm so grateful to have such a loving, supportive wife and a partner and a mother to our children. I want to thank my parents who have always been my biggest cheerleaders and never allowed for any doubt that I could achieve anything I put my mind to. To be honest, this moment was not one I didn't expect to happen, even 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was planning on finishing my current tour over at Naval Station Mayport. I thought I was going to get another job that would take my family and I around the world. I wanted to start another adventure. But things change. If you go back to when I first graduated law school and took my first bar exam, I remember shopping at the Chicago Macy's for my first suit. And I remember thinking, I really need it. And back then, I would have told you were crazy if you said I would take another bar. But life happens. My wife's father got sick and passed away. My two boys had gone to 4 schools in 4 years. And we finally found a home in St. Augustine where we felt needed. We fell in love with Florida, and I decided to leave active duty military and build a life here because I feel like it's a place that truly embodies American dream. People from around the world come to do their best and find success here. This is a place where a small town kid from New Mexico like myself can speak to some of the best and brightest minds our country has to offer. So here I am, someone with kind of a unique perspective, having practiced for 15 years, but also feeling the same excitement and anxiety I'm sure you may feel that come along with being a brand new Florida attorney. As we reflect on this accomplishment, we should also reflect on why we put in the hard work to get here. No one makes it through law school and taking the bar just to get a job. We're all here because we feel a call to service and responsibility to help those who may not have the same means and ability to help themselves. We're here because we want to be part of a profession that makes the world better. And as we step back and reflect on this day, we must think of this not as a culmination of our hard work, but as the beginning of something truly amazing. We're joining an elite profession in Florida, and as professionals, we have a responsibility to help each other, to be civil to one another, and we have a responsibility to help those who may not have the same tools to help themselves. We have an awesome task ahead of us. I think back before when I went to law school, a judge once told me that lawyers are often the last line of defense against tyranny. I didn't know at the time, but he was paraphrasing John Adams. This is before YouTube, and when we find out anything we wanted to learn on YouTube. So later I learned that John Adams actually had a quote that said, "The sense, spirit, and honesty, lawyers should have the sense, spirit, and honesty enough to establish and support a constitution guarded all points against the tyranny of the one, the few, and the many." Judge Curlis's words stuck with me, and I often thought of him as a lawyer to me. All service members swear to support and defend the Constitution like we did here today. And what better example of the importance of the rule of law than the fact that every service member of the United States swears to protect the Constitution. We made that same oath here today. We swore to support the Constitution of the U.S. and the state of Florida. And we swear to treat each other as fellow professionals with civility and respect. And we swear to protect the defenseless and the oppressed.
Thank you very much. The Volusia County Bar has been kind enough to provide some refreshments for us, which we can enjoy in our library in just a few minutes. And we will be in recess in just a few minutes. I want to welcome you both as members of the Florida Bar. You are joining a very good bar association in my viewpoint. I practiced in 50 of the 60, I think we have 67 counties, yeah, 67. So I've been around the state a lot. And we've got very good lawyers, we've got very good judges, and we're now very pleased to have 2 more very good lawyers join us. Once we go into recess, the judges who can, who don't have other commitments, are going to come down front. If you want some picture opportunities, great. If you'd rather just go get your paper signed, we'd understand that too. So with that, congratulations again, and we are in recess. You may be seated if you wish.